Good afternoon, folks. How's it going? It's me, Captain Logan, and I'm going to play a little bit of Sonic Spinball for you today. I've really been in a Sonic mood lately, and a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was just last week, actually, I tried a Sonic 2 playthrough, tried to see if I could finally beat that on camera, and I crashed and burned, partly because I was having technical issues, I had huge lag problems and stuff. So that sucked, and I was thinking about coming back and just doing like a round 2 of that today, but I don't have quite enough time this afternoon to play through that whole game. So instead, I'm going to go for some Sonic Spinball and just see how far I can get in an hour. So I did grow up on this game. I played it, hang on, let me get my buttons figured out here. This does not sound right. Wait, no, we're good. I thought there was some weird overlap with the music going on, but I think we're all right. Anyway, so yeah, I did grow up on this game, but for the longest time, I could never get past the first level. I think a lot of kids had that problem with this game. It was not especially intuitive and kind of difficult to tell what you were supposed to do, and there's a lot of trial and error, doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for different results. This is kind of a game that makes you go crazy. It's easier to figure out if you're at all familiar with just pinball machines. It's a fascinating game in the way it's a pinball game first and foremost, but plays still very much like a platformer all at the same time. I'm having a hard time making anything happen here. There we go. Subsequently, as an adult, I have gotten to the third level. There's only 4 stages in this game. If you really knew what you were doing and you could just rocket socks off, you probably could get through this game in like less than a half hour, but it's so difficult that most people can't do that. What's frustrating right now is I remember the C button letting you flip both flippers, but it's not working with this emulator. So I'm wondering if maybe this is actually more pure, and that's how it was with the original cartridge, and I'm remembering it wrong? Like, because I've played this mostly on collections since then. Well, get up there. And so it might be that you couldn't do that with the C button before. I'm actually not sure, because I haven't played it on the original cartridge in a long time. But I would assume that the Genesis Mini has it set up the way it was originally, because it has most things done that way. I am, by the way, playing with the Genesis Mini controller. I'm emulating just directly through my machine so I don't have to worry about any potential controller lag. But happily, the inputs are set up with this where you can indeed use it as a USB controller for a PC. I'm just having a hard time getting anything going here. I'll see if anything's going on in the comments here in a minute. I don't actually have it pulled up right next to me. So this first level is, I mean, you can't tell by the way I'm playing right now, but it is relatively easy to complete. And then it just all goes downhill from there in difficulty-wise. I really like the level designs with this, and the music quite a bit as well. A lot of people seem to not care for the soundtrack, especially compared to other Sonic things. It's a lot more kind of hip-hop inspired than, you know, like 80s and 90s pop inspired. And a lot of people don't like what it sounds like with that sound chip. I don't know why I'm having a hard time popping up higher. It's so weird. I was playing this just a couple of weeks ago and not encountering the difficulties I am here. Like, I just can't get Sonic to go up any higher than that. What is going on? It's really weird. There we go. Just get up there. So you gotta bag the worms, as it says, and then pop up and drain the mucilage or whatever. I just like that word, mucilage. Whoa. We'll just launch up already. Let's see what folks are saying in the comments here. Look, I'm just spinning. When you pause it, you just spin. Oh, there are quite a few comments already. Hi, guys. Robert wants me to watch the Scream movies. I have seen at least the first couple, but it's just been a really long time. Hi, John. How's it going? John says he's never seen the Rocky sequels, so he's changing that. You definitely should. It's one of my favorite series. And I'm going to be reviewing Creed 3 on Sunday, if all goes according to plan, along with... John says 3 is the worst one of Scream. Yeah, not of Rocky, certainly. There we go. I always say this when I do game streams, but guys, just let me know if my audio balance is bad or anything. If I'm being overpowered by the music. But, yeah, I'm doing a double feature on Saturday. I'm going to try to see Creed 3 and 65 and review both of those on a How We Felt About stream with Connor on Sunday. Pros and cons guide, does Sonic count as a superhero? I think Sonic is one of those characters that technically isn't a superhero, but has a lot of stories that are kind of in that formula. So I wouldn't really call him a superhero, but I would maybe review a Sonic thing on Rewind, as much as I don't want to do that with those movies, because I don't care for them, generally. Oh, that's great, John. I'm glad you're having fun with Rocky. I have been meaning to do commentaries on those movies for a million years. Thanks for joining me this afternoon, guys. Just felt like playing some video games. I've been extremely busy all week and haven't had time to do really anything fun like this. Sounds like one of my kids might be coming down the stairs here. Okay, so I went right that time. I gotta try to remember to go left next time. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because I did that in the wrong order. I gotta pull the switch first. Why is the music speeding up all of a sudden? It's not Mario. What causes that? Or has it been moving that fast this whole time and I'm only now noticing it? Something might be wrong with this ROM. And it is really weird that I'm... Does that just happen in the original game? Where you spin when you pause it? Yeah, this doesn't sound right. I mean, this is what I was noticing earlier, maybe. It's really strange. Well, I'm just gonna play it out. Does that sound super funky to anybody else? Oh my god, and I'm dead already. Oops. And now the sound sounds fine. That's really strange. Okay. Oh, do I have to start all over here? You know, sometimes I'll have really good playthroughs of things and wish to God that I was recording them. And then I'll think, well, maybe I wouldn't have had this good of a playthrough if I was recording it, though. Let me know in the comments if you've ever played this game. Maybe this is like the PAL region version or something, because there's a melody that's playing occasionally that I don't remember hearing in this, and then right after that, the music starts to speed up, it seems like. Everybody's just talking about horror films again. I've got this large horror audience that I always wonder why they watch me, because I'm not a horror guy, and they always want me to talk about horror stuff. And I'm not remotely qualified. But don't get me wrong, I mean, it's sometimes fun to do that. But but it's just not my thing. And I realized that horror like really permeates the kind of geek movie sphere. So I guess it makes sense that a lot of our audience would be horror fans. But it seems like whenever I do game streams, you guys just want to talk about horror movies. And like more here than anything else we do. Brightburn says he has played this and it's very difficult. Yeah, I would probably already be the boss by now or be closer anyway, if I hadn't gotten killed there. But this is a little bit weird having to press 2 buttons at once for the flippers when I need both of them. So if you haven't played this before, one of the things that's weird about it is it might look like I'm just bouncing Sonic around like a pinball machine, but I actually have a little bit of control over him also. So if you're like holding left or holding right, you can slightly change his direction. And that is kind of the key to like aim and timing with this game. It's like when to do that, how far to go. John says he didn't even know there was a Sonic Pinball game. Yeah, and this wasn't made by Sonic Team. And it's surprisingly decent considering that fact. But that is probably why some of the sound effects are different. I mean, like, it's going to have a lot of its own sound effects naturally for things that just weren't in the other Sonic games. This was on the Genesis, of course. And I want to say it came out at least before Sonic and Knuckles did. I don't know that it predates 2. I mean, that it predates 3, rather. Obviously, 3 and Knuckles are the same game, but they came out as separate entities, and I would have to go back and look at the timeline on that. But this was one of only a couple of other Sonic-related games that weren't in the standard side-scrolling format. So you had this, and you had Mean Bean Machine, which was a puzzle game that was based on, was it Puyo Puyo, or something really similar to Puyo Puyo? Oh, weird. The Sonic song is there. Yeah, this is a slightly different soundtrack. I bet this is the European version. And that's probably why I was wigging out by some of the soundtrack. So maybe it is designed to speed up the music in certain places for whatever reason. Interesting. I may be getting some kind of an education here. I'd have to look into that to confirm that that is indeed what's going on, but I don't know. It may not be interesting to anybody else, but it's interesting to me. You can actually row around in that barrel. I'm not sure what the point of that is, but you can. There are some other Sonic Pinball games as well that are more like traditional video pinball games. And I like digital pinball a lot, by the way. I play a fair amount of that, especially after getting the arcade 1-up pinball machines. I have the Star Wars machine and the Marvel machine. Ah! Okay. I'm close to the boss here. That's weird, it started playing the boss music before I've got both the emeralds. So I've got to go the other way next time. So I will try to remember to go the other direction. So I was talking about sound effects. If you press down and you do your spin dash, it's got this very strange sound effect. That is the same in this version if it is indeed the PAL region version as it is in the American version. But I was talking about other Sonic pinball machines. God, that's so weird. Bum, 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 bum. And has what some people call like the dead cat sounds with the Genesis. I don't mind it in some things if it's actually melodic. It just sounds kind of grungy, which is what the Genesis sound chip was best at. But anyway, there is a game on the Game Boy Advance that I like a lot, that I played in emulation, and on an emulator machine that I have called, what is that? Sonic Pinball Party? And it has a Nights into Dreams pinball machine in it, which is amazing. And you can hear basically a 16-bit or 32-bit rendition of some of the music from that game, which is really neat. And the Sonic machines there are really cool too. And then there's one from, I want to say, like, what is that game? Something Samba, or I can't remember. There's like a... There's like a Mexican culture-inspired game that I've never played that Sega has, that has a machine, but I can't remember what that's called. So yeah, that's weird. When you get up there, this version starts playing the boss music, but we haven't gotten to the boss yet. We're about to, though, because now we're going to get to the second emerald. And then we just have to get there. Pros and cons guy, if you roll in the barrel, you can get the jewel. Oh, is that the point of that? Okay. Robert, I remember playing Sonic 3D Blast more than this one. That game infuriates me. I might try a stream on that at some point. I have not spent very much time with it, because I just find the mechanics of it really frustrating. Robert, I didn't know you were much of a Sonic guy. Or maybe we've talked about that and I've forgotten, but... Welcome if you're just joining me. I'm making incremental progress, which really should be the subtitle of Sonic Spinball. Incremental progress. That warp thing is getting a lot of tasty meals there. Look at his tongue. This game is so 90s. Okay, should we row? Is it to the right or to the left, I wonder? See, I don't want to jump up and risk dying, but there's a light that's blinking there, and I wonder if you can jump up and get into that pipe. We'll see if pros and cons guy can give me a clue here. Oh, you just jump into it from here. Cool. Well, that's easy. I didn't actually know that. That's not the only way to do it, but I've always done it the hard way, I guess. Dimwit Monkey said he loved this game growing up. And it still looks great. Robert, yeah, Cap, still have Sonic 2 on Genesis. That one's my favorite. You still have the Genesis you grew up with. That's great. God, I feel dumb not knowing that. It's really funny. It's taken me all these years to finally realize you can kind of take a shortcut there. Awesome. And that's why we play live. I do find that I'm playing this game a little bit better just after some experience with pinball machines. You know, when I was a kid, I did what most kids do, where you just hit both flippers every time, and you're not really controlling your hits. All right, here we go. We're gonna hear this sound a lot. Always like this boss music a lot. I personally think this game utilizes the sound chip pretty well, and this stuff would not translate to a Super Nintendo at all. Again, it's all about that grungy sound, that hard kind of emulation of an electric guitar. And one of the things that gave the Genesis that edge and made people feel like it was the more mature system, the more grown-up system. If you're an adult playing video games, the Genesis advertising was aimed at you and saying, this is what grown-ups play and teenagers. And this is one of the games that really capitalizes on that. Got him. Boy, that's still surreal, hearing the original Sonic theme in this game. Pros and cons guy, you get a cameo from Sonic Sadum characters. I don't know if that's a typo or what that means in one part of the game. What game are you talking about? I don't know what that means right away. Robert, my Sega Genesis was my older brother's, actually. I still play it every once in a while. Oh, weird. Look at this, guys. You can pause the game and move your Sonic. That's weird. Well, this is cheating. Are we in a debug mode? Look at this. Surely you're not supposed to be able to do this. It's like we're in a debug mode. This would allow us to see more of the game if we decided to really cheat with it. I'm going to keep playing the game normally, but I don't know what's causing that. That's amazing. Bomb, 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 bomb. Oh, I'm already dead. Jeez, I may need that. Oh, Sat AM, I see. He's talking about the 71 cartoon. Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know why A is making both flippers go. That is so surreal, though. It doesn't bode well that we have already wound up in the lava. But that's one of the things that makes this game so difficult, is that right away in the second level, there's nothing to cushion your fall. You are a trapeze artist without a net at this point. No, 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 no. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Screw it. Screw it. I am gonna cheat now. I'm gonna cheat now because I don't want to end the game. Also, this is fun. Look at my animation. I can just move them around. This is so strange that you can do this. I'm just gonna cheat in Sonic Spinball. No! Wait, check it out. I can die in all kinds of different places. I'm gonna die over here. Oh, I'm dead. And my whole game is over. Already. Wow, that's nuts. I feel like somehow this version is harder. This is a different version than what I'm used to. It's really strange. Yeah, that was weird. All right, well, might as well try again. Only 23 minutes into this video. This is what it was like playing as a kid. I cannot get into options to save my life, by the way. I don't know what that's about. Like, something is really off about this this ROM. I've got half a mind to switch the way we're playing this, maybe, and try another version of it. I would have to go to a break for a little bit to do that. I think I am going to do that. I'm gonna switch this up. Everybody just give me a couple minutes. I'll throw some music on for you. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, I'm back. I am going to risk a little bit of input lag here, but hopefully this works out. I am going to play this on the Genesis Mini proper now. And look, we can get into actual options. Let's put it on I'm going to assume we were on fast mode before. That's probably what was going on there. AMC said I was jostling the pinball machine. Yes, indeed. Robert, are you going to go see 65? Any chances better than the Jurassic World movies? I think chances are, even if I don't care for that movie, it will be 10 times better than the last Jurassic World movie. I'd be shocked if it was Jurassic Plague. Yes, I am seeing that on Saturday. And I'm going to try to see Creed 3 and that as a double feature. Oh, this feels much more like what I'm used to. And I've got my C button. That was weird. I guess that's the risk you take sometimes with emulation. And this is also emulated, certainly. Let me just throw that out there, but put together by Sega themselves. And I don't know the story on this particular port that's on the Genesis Classic, so I don't know if this is the version that Christian Whitehead worked on, or if it's just basically ported straight off the cartridge. I don't know if there's any tweaks made with it at all. There's some actual remastered material with at least 1 or 2 games on the Genesis Mini 2, which is crazy because not nearly as many people have that. It's technically only a Japanese release, but it has been imported, and I've got one. It's been on sale recently, by the way, in case anybody's interested in getting one. I think it's $20 or $30 off on Amazon, which basically pays for the shipping, because you did have to pay for shipping. I'm trying to decide, can I do this now, or do I have to wait? Like, is it blocked off? I wonder. No, it's there. You can do it right away. Okay. So I got the first one. Robert says, thanks God we finally have some news on Batman Cape Crusader. What is the news? I've not heard that yet. But I'll talk about it tonight on the Captain Logan Show if there is some. Do we know where it's going now? Oh, John, cool that you read Batman the Imposter. It is quite good. Quick plug, too. I just announced this morning that Austin and I are going to do a commentary on The Batman tomorrow night at 10 Central. I'm going to try to watch it again ahead of time late tonight. I've seen it probably 3 or 4 times now in total. And I still don't feel like I know it quite well enough to be especially articulate about it, but we'll do a casual watch and chat about it with you. With anybody that pops in, of course. And it should be a real fun time. Kind of kicking off Bat March with a bang. We've got some other tricks up our sleeves this month for Bat March. I don't mind telling you the plan right now is to do the second part of Nightfall at the end of this month, or like, I guess, 3rd weekend. Knight's Quest. And Kareem is going to come back for that. Lots of plans, lots of Batman plans. A couple of things I don't know if we'll get to that I really want to do, but do as much as we can. And I'm doing single issue Batman comics every day. Last night I did a Arkham City comic, an old Arkham Unhinged, that I'm sure I talked about way back when it came out. But... oh man, kind of a spin on the trial episode from Batman the Animated Series. Sonic Spinball is one of my wife's favorite Sonic games, and she's way better at it than I am. I think she has been to the 4th level, maybe. I can't remember. I, by the way, have never met one person that's beaten this game. I have talked to people that have gotten close. But most people, even that put a lot of time into it, can get to 3, and that's about as far as they can get. It's so difficult. All right, going to the right. And there's our second emerald. Dave Atkins says, Cluck alert, Roger Nixon. That's great. We're going to get to hang out with Roger one more time on Counting Crypto Freaks The Revenge. I guess I'm just announcing stuff in the middle of the stream for the few people that happen to be watching, but we are indeed doing the 2nd season next week. It's not just Batman stuff this month. I am shooting for once a month on Smallville, just trying to get it done. No! Oh, I can't believe I did that again. That is unfortunate. Some of it ends up just being luck of the draw. Like, it's hard to pull back. Well, if I have to start the whole level over... Well, actually, I don't know if you still have your emeralds or not. I was going to just reset it. No. See, that's what confused me about that other version I was playing, is that it reset everything when I died. And I'm like, that's not what's supposed to happen. So again, I don't know if... I still suspect it was a different region. Either the Japanese or the PAL region. John, bring your coffee, folks. Get your sleep, John. Don't forget to sleep. Yeah, my co-host is in the comments for folks that don't realize. Subject 879 is John, who did a spectacular job on our first show. And we had so much fun together. John and I are spending some quality time together watching Smallville. And I just got, wow, dodged that bullet. And I just got back to watching, or listening to, I guess I should say, Talkville today. I'm going to see, that sucks. I'm going to see how much of the episodes that they've covered of Season 2 so far I can watch before we get there next Friday. And then, of course, if we stick to once a month, or even if it takes a little longer than that, we will be way ahead of Talkville, and we won't really be able to listen to what Rosenbaum and Welling have to say. Oh, that was not what I was supposed to do. About the stuff we're covering. John, I'm glad to hear that, because it is a lot to ask a person to do. To sit through these 24-hour streams. Help me keep it interesting. I'm just really glad I don't have to do it all by my lonesome, and that I've got somebody in there that's seen some of this stuff before. All right. And John and I have been talking about several other possible things to do that with. I was just holding back to see just how much control you really have. Like how long I can... Robert says, then Legends of the Arrow, Flash, Supergirl. Yeah, we've talked about those CW shows. I don't know if we're that crazy. I keep teasing him that I'm going to make him watch Gotham. Oh, that was the wrong way. Okay. No! I hit the wrong button. We might not even see the second level again here, folks. Well, that's all right. I'm going to play a little bit longer here. We're at least sampling some Sonic Spinball today. This is one of those games that is simultaneously really difficult, nerve-wracking, but also kind of relaxing. So it's kind of easy to just get in a group with it and forget you're playing a game when you're talking about something else. John says he'd rather watch Gotham. Dave. Thing is, you dug yourself into the Roger Nixon hole. Roger Nixon. And then when we get into the second season, we have Walden books. See, bringing the wings back kind of throws me off. It's not letting me go the other way. I still gotta pull the switch, I guess. All right. Yeah, John, it would be interesting to see how much Buffy interest, or Buffy Angel interest there is. Pros and cons guy, we already know that we're at least loosely adapting Flashpoint with the Flash movie. There's no question there. You can, I mean, even if we didn't already have some information about that, you can tell that just looking at the trailer. I mean, Keaton is essentially in the Thomas Wayne role. Firefly and Serenity would be an easy marathon, says Robert. That's a good idea, and Austin actually likes those shows. Or that show, I should say. I have done a commentary on Serenity before, but I would be willing to do it again along with the rest of the show. That's actually a really good idea. I did that several years ago with Mr. Fusion. I'm just now realizing. And I haven't had Fusion on the channel in a long time. I should invite him back for something. He's been really rocking it with his channel the last few years. And I think he's full-time on YouTube now. I think that's what he does. All right, guys. Honestly, I know this is a short stream, but I'm not getting very far, and I think that's probably going to do it for me today. But I'll try to come back next week and maybe play some Sonic 2 again. I wish I'd gotten a little bit farther, but I'm just kind of spinning my wheels right now, and I got some other things I got to do this afternoon. So thanks so much for being here, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and get going, but I will be back tonight for the Captain Logan show at 7 o'clock. We're just going to have a regular Ask Me Anything show. I will check and see what the Cape Crusader, is that what that's called? The animated Batman show news is about. And in the meantime, I'll see you later. Bye, folks.